Greetings, Mandatory79 here, and I'm back with another deck profile video for the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game. In today's video, the deck profile I'm going to be doing one for is the standard formats: Dimension Police, Original Saver 0 with Roaring Beast, Audion. Alrighty then, let's get started. First off, the starting unit. Grade 0, Little Hero Draco Kit. The starting unit, Grade 0, Little Hero Draco Kit. Like any other starting unit in the V standard format, he features only one skill. When written on top of, you get to draw a card. And if you're the second to go to Grade 1, you get to add a quick shield to your hand. Alright then, next, let's go to the Grade 1 lineup. And now, the Grade 1 lineup. For the Grade 1s of this deck, we have 4. Eternity Chasers, 4. Cosmic Hero, Grand Rope, 3. Dimensional Robo, Dice Scoopers, and 3. Twin Orders. The Grade 1, Eternity Chaser. His skills are, the first skill, when written on top of, by discarding one card from your hand and revealing a Grade 3 from your hand, you can search your deck for any other Grade 3 besides the one you revealed and add it straight to your hand. This first skill more or less allows you to search your deck for the specific Grade 3 you wish to ride to when it's time to go to Grade 3, so it's a pretty good card to have if you want to secure your strategy and ride line. And then the second skill of Eternity Chaser. From the back row rear guard circles, when your opponent's rear guard attacks your Vanguard, if that unit has 25,000 power or less, you can Soul Blast 1, retreat Eternity Chaser, and then that rear guard attack is nullified. So basically it's a more or less a pseudo perfect guard for rear guard attacks. So it's along with its Grade 3 searching skill, its second defensive skill is also good. So overall, Eternity Chaser is a good card to have for your Dimension Police decks. The Grade 1, Cosmic Hero, Grand Rope, a standard card to have for all of your Dimension Police V standard format decks. His skills are, when written or called, you can search your deck on the top 5 cards for a Grade 3 unit. If a Grade 3 was added by this skill, you can add it to your hand and then discard any other card from your hand. So this second skill is mainly used to secure yourself Grade 3s for your hand. And then the first skill of Cosmic Hero Grand Rope, if you have a Grade 3 on your field as either a Vanguard or a Rear Guard, Grand Rope gets plus 5,000 power during your turn. So ideally, Grand Rope can be used as a 13,000 power attacker and 13,000 power booster. And the best part is, it only counts Grade 3s on your field. So by the time you ride the Grade 3 with Grand Rope on your field, you're guaranteed a attacker or a booster. Grade 1, Dimensional Robo, Dice Scooper. His first skill is, when written on top of, you can check the top 7 cards of your deck. And if a Grade 3 was revealed among those 7 cards, you can add it straight to your hand. So it's more or less a substitute for Grand Rope, whose skill will let you add a Grade 3, but only the difference is, the Grade 3 you add to your hand won't have to pay any cost to search for it. So this first skill is mainly to be used as your Vanguard. If you ride Dice Scooper as your Vanguard first and then ride on top of it, you can use the first skill to possibly get another Grade 3 for your hand. And then the second skill of Dice Scooper, when called onto the rear guard, if you have a Grade 3 on your Vanguard circle, you can give it plus 5,000 power till the end of the turn. So this second skill is mainly to add power to your Vanguard when called. So Mainly, Die Scooper is not a must-have, but a pretty good card to have for Dimension Police decks that focus on having more grade 3s than usual. The grade 1, Twin Order. His skill is, as a rear guard, when boosting, you can give your Vanguard plus 10,000 power for each force marker that's on your field. So, when you call Twin Order to the back row and have him boost an attack, your Vanguard will get 10,000 power for each force marker, ideally Force 1 or Force 2, and that power will last till the end of the turn. So Twin Order is a good way to not only boost your back row, but also to give your Vanguard additional power. And with that, we've just about covered it for the Grade 1 lineup. Next, let's go to the Grade 2 lineup. For the Grade 2 line of this deck, we have 4 Endless Floats, 4 Platinum Aces, and 3 Potent Poison Monster Datgiri. The Grade 2, Endless Float. His skills are, when ridden on top of, by discarding 1 card from your hand, you can Superior Call Endless Float from your soul, and give your Vanguard plus 10,000 power. So for this first skill, if you were able to ride Endless Float as your Grade 2, by paying the cost of 1 card from your hand, you will have a front row attacker from your Endless Float in the rear guard, and your Vanguard will get plus 10,000 power. And then the second skill of Endless Float, as a rear guard, on the turn that you've placed a Grade 3 on the field, when Endless Float attacks, it gets a skill. When attacking, it gets plus 5,000 power, and after attacking, you can move Endless Float from your rear guard to your soul, and then draw 1 card. So for this second skill, as long as you've managed to either ride, call, or place a Grade 3 on the field, Endless Float can serve as a 15,000 point attacker, soul replenisher, and a hand replenisher all at once. The Grade 2, Platinum Ace. His skills are, as a Vanguard, during your turn, if Platinum Ace is your Vanguard, he gets plus 5,000 power. So this first skill is a good way to at least somewhat stop your opponent from rushing you early and to increase the odds of your Grade 2 Vanguard attacking early on. Then the second skill of Platinum Ace, once per turn, when attacking, if your Grade 3 Vanguard has 30,000 or more attack power by Soul Blasting 1, the attacking Platinum Ace will get plus 10,000 power and plus 1 critical. So for this deck build, Platinum Ace isn't really a necessary card, but more or less just a helpful card to have as a Vanguard to have a little better attack power, and also his rear guard skill will let you pressure the opponent with higher power and critical from the rear guard. The Grade 2, Potent Poison Monster, Datgiri. His skill is, as a rear guard, if your Vanguard has over 30,000 power, by counterblasting 1 and moving Datgiri from your rear guard to your soul, your Vanguard gets plus 15,000 power till the end of the turn. So not a necessary card to have, but still helpful, especially if you've managed to reach the requirements for the skill. Datgiri will allow you to both replenish your soul and to give your Vanguard a massive boost of power. And with that, we've just about covered the Grade 2 lineup. Next, let's go to the Grade 3 lineup. For the Grade 3 line of this deck, we have 4 Original Saver Zeros and 4 Roaring Beast Audion. The Grade 3, Original Saver Zero. Despite only having 0 power, his skills all the more make up for it. For you see, his skills are, first skill, when attacking or being ridden on top of, you can counterblast 1 and soul blast 1. Choose one of your opponent's units, and for that turn, its power becomes 0. So when attacking or when you ride on top of it, this skill will activate and you can, at the best possible situation, reduce your opponent's Vanguard to 0, making all of your attacks have a better chance of landing. And then the second skill of Original Saver 0 as a Vanguard, once per turn, when it is targeted by an opponent's attack, by discarding one grade 3 from your hand, the attacking unit's critical becomes 0. So this second skill is more focused on defense. As long as you've managed to fill your hand with an extra grade 3, you'll be able to use it to reduce an opponent's attack to critical 0, thus making it no damage for you. The grade 3, Roaring Beast, Audion. His skills are, as a Vanguard, once per turn, by Soul Blasting one grade 3, you can move as many rear guards to your Vanguard Soul, and your Vanguard gets plus 5,000 power and plus 1 critical for each rear guard move to the Soul. So ideally, by using the first skill, you'll be able to stack a massive amount of power and critical as long as you have the rear guards to fill it with. And then the second skill of Audion, when attacking, by Soul Blasting 3, during that battle, if your opponent wishes to guard against your Vanguard Audion, he has to guard with 2 or more cards from his hand. So this second skill is mainly used to pressure your opponent or focus to make them give up more of their hand or make it more difficult for them to guard against your Vanguard. And with that, we've just about covered it for the grade 3 lineup. Next, let's go to the trigger lineup. For the trigger line of this deck, we have 4 Justice Cobalt, critical triggers, 4 Dimensional Robo Die Racer, critical triggers, 4 Diamond Ace, draw triggers, and 4 Ultimate Salvation Combination, Audion Bullion, the draw trigger, Sentinel, Perfect Guard, Diamond Ace. So like any other Perfect Guard, it's the same skill and cost. When used to guard, by discarding 1 card from your hand, you can completely block one opponent's attack. So ideally, for all of you who play the V standard format, you should know that playing a draw trigger Sentinel is better than using the Great 1 Perfect Guards, since that space for the Great 1 Perfect Guards can be better used for Great 1s that can either serve to help your overall battle strategy. So playing 4 of these draw trigger Perfect Guards is the better choice instead of the Great 1 normal unit Perfect Guards. 4 Grade 3 Ultimate Salvation Combination, Audion Bullion, Heal Guardian. His skills are, when used to guard, if you have not yet ridden to grade 3, you can choose between 2 effects. The first effect, your Vanguard gets plus 10,000 power till the end of the turn. So this first effect is a good way to stop your opponent from rushing you early with a bunch of Vanguard and rearguard attacks early on. And the second effect, the attacking unit gets -2 critical. So like the first effect, it's mainly used to reduce your opponent's attack power to help keep your damage low before you ride to grade 3. And then the second skill of Audion Bullion, when called onto the rearguard circle, if you have no cards in your damage zone, you can place the top card of your deck face up on your damage zone. So this skill is mainly used to stop your opponents from using a damage denying strategy on you. The damage denial strategy is where an opponent avoids attacking you early on to prevent you from having any counterblast from using your skills. So yeah, this second skill is mainly to allow you to have at least 1 counterblast ready in case you have no cards in your damage zone before you call it. So thanks to these Heal Guardians, you won't have to worry about opponents damage denying you. Alright, then with that, we've just about covered the trigger lineup. The trigger line of this deck is 8 critical triggers, 4 draw triggers Perfect Guards, and 4 heal trigger Heal Guardians. Alrighty, then we've just about covered all the cards in this deck. So now I'm going to explain the main strategy of this deck. The main strategy is usually you first have to ride Original Saver 0, and then on the next turn, try to ride Roaring Beast Audion, seeing as how Original Saver's first skill allows you to pay a cost to reduce your opponent's Vanguard power to 0. And then, by using Roaring Beast Audion's skill to Soul Blast a grade 3 and return a bunch of rear guards from your rear guard circles to the soul, stacking a bunch of power and critical to the Vanguard. And then when attacking, by Soul Blasting 3, you can force your opponent to guard with 2 or more from his hand. So the overall build and strategy of this deck is to use Original Saver 0 to reduce your opponent's Vanguard power to 0, and then take advantage of your opponent's weakened state by using Audion's high power and critical skills, not to mention guard restriction skills. So this deck is mainly focused on giving your Vanguard a better chance of attacking after amplifying it with a bunch of power and critical. Alrighty then, that just about covers it for this deck. I've already explained the cards in the deck and as well the main strategy meant to be played with this deck. So first off, I want to say thank you to the viewers for watching today's video, and to please stay tuned for any more videos I plan to upload again in the near future. And I also hope you also show your support by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my videos and channel. And with that, I say goodbye and see you all soon.